Have you ever fallen into the yes trap? Oh, you know exactly what I mean. A colleague walks up to your desk, or maybe they just ping you on a messaging app, asking for a quick favor. And, well, before your brain even has a second to process your actual current workload, your mouth just automatically blurts out, "Yes, absolutely, I can do that." Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are diving straight into a brilliant framework created by Amy Gibson on how to reclaim your time and energy. We're going to explore the fine art of setting boundaries without burning your professional bridges.
So, why is saying no so incredibly difficult for most of us? Well, it's time to confront the real villain of our story today, that knee-jerk yes. We say yes because we want to be helpful, right? We want to be seen as team players, and frankly, we just want people to like us. But in the real world, that automatic yes is a total trap. It's literally like agreeing to cook a massive 5-course meal when you haven't even checked if you have groceries in the fridge. It inevitably leads to overwhelming burnout, missed deadlines, and a quiet, simmering resentment toward the very colleagues you were trying to help.
To defeat this villain, we need a better weapon. And our hero's weapon for today is doing things graciously. I want you to completely reframe how you think about the word no. Saying no is not a rejection of the person asking. It's actually a highly constructive professional skill. It's the act of fiercely protecting your time and your energy while simultaneously building trust and keeping those relationship doors wide open. Okay, let's jump right into the agenda and look at the 3 escalating stages of boundary setting we'll be covering today. First up, buying time and recharging. Second, redirecting requests. Third, enforcing firm boundaries. And finally, we'll summarize the true power of the gracious no. All right, moving into stage 1, buying time and recharging. This is all about pausing to protect your energy.
Picture this real-world scenario. It's 4 p.m. on a Friday. You're finally wrapping up your week, and suddenly a manager hands you a massive new project proposal, asking if you can take the lead on this. Now, instead of fumbling for an excuse, try this specific script. "Thank you for bringing this to me. I want to give it the thought it deserves. Can I get back to you?" Notice what's happening there. You aren't saying no, but you definitely aren't saying yes either. Asking for more time to decide actually proves to your colleague that you take your commitment seriously. You aren't just giving them lip service. You want to make absolutely sure you have the bandwidth to deliver.
Now, sometimes the request isn't a massive project. Maybe it's just an invitation for coffee or a brainstorming session, but you are just running on absolute fumes. Here is your go-to script. "I'm grateful you thought of me. I need to take a minute for myself. Can we connect soon?" Think of your own human energy exactly like a smartphone battery. If you run around all day with 50 apps open, saying yes to every single notification, you are going to hit 1%. And if you don't plug yourself in and take a minute to recharge, you're just going to power down on everyone. And the psychology at play here is fascinating. Simple honesty about your limits isn't a sign of weakness. Actually, scratch that. It's the exact opposite. It projects profound self-awareness. Colleagues really respect people who know their own limits because it means they are grounded and reliable. Let's transition over to stage 2, redirecting. This is how we handle bad fits and requests that are just outside your area. Imagine someone comes to you asking for detailed financial forecasting, but you're a marketing specialist. Instead of awkwardly fumbling through it, use this. "I'd love to help, but this isn't my area. Let me connect you with someone who could help." When a request is outside your wheelhouse, I want you to act like a friendly traffic cop. You're smoothly redirecting cars over a bridge to their correct destination. You aren't acting like a giant concrete wall that just blocks the road with a flat, "No, I can't do that." Sometimes, though, it's not the skill set. It's the specific details of a request that make it a bad fit. Say someone asks you to sign off on a proposal that you don't fully agree with. You can say, "I appreciate you bringing this to me. I can't approve right now because, well, let's talk about what I can support." Explaining exactly why you can't approve something right now actually makes your colleagues trust you more. Transparency about a lack of fit builds immense professional trust because people realize you aren't just shooting them down arbitrarily. You have clear, logical standards. And then there are those times when you are simply at absolute max capacity. Think of it like having 4 pots boiling on the stove. If you try to squeeze a 5th one on there, something is going to spill over and make a huge mess. When you are overcommitted, just say, "Thank you for reaching out. I've taken on too much lately, and I'd rather be honest than do a half-hearted job." Honestly, people deeply respect someone who fiercely protects the quality of what they give. It guarantees to them that when you do say yes, they are going to get your absolute best work.
All right, finally, we reach stage 3, enforcing firm boundaries. This is the hardest part.
holding firm and actively reversing commitments.
Look, sometimes despite our absolute best intentions, we overcommit, and we need a graceful exit strategy. Backing out feels terrible, I know, but doing a terrible job feels so much worse. You need a structured approach here. First, the kind reversal. Second, expressing gratitude. And third, offering a door to future collaboration. So, what does that actually sound like? Delivering this exact script is vital. I need to take a step back, but I'm grateful for the opportunity. I hope we can work together in the future. This works beautifully because a kind, honest reversal builds far more trust than a resentful, exhausted, last-minute follow-through ever could. You are saving them from your potential poor performance, and trust me, they will appreciate the advance notice. But what about when a colleague asks you for an impossible favor? Let's say they want you to skip the standard compliance and approval process, just this once, to get their project out the door. You might really want to support them, but you can't break the rules. You can simply say, I want to support you, but I can't make an exception here. Let's work with what we have. See? You can decline the rule breaking while still being highly supportive of the person. Fairness and support are absolutely not mutually exclusive.
And for those intense moments when you are asked to stretch beyond your absolute limits, like working the weekend or sacrificing your hard-earned vacation time, here is your script. I appreciate you thinking of me. I've made a commitment to protect my time, and I need to honor that. When asked to stretch beyond your limits, openly honoring a commitment you made to yourself is the ultimate power move. The crucial point to remember is this: enforcing your own limits is not selfish. When you say, I am protecting my time, you are setting a cultural standard. It is a profound leadership quality that empowers your entire team. Leaders who model boundaries give everyone else in the room permission to protect their own energy, which ultimately leads to a healthier, much more productive organization for everyone.
Let's wrap up everything we've learned with a quick summary on the true power of the gracious no.
By combining genuine gratitude with transparency and fairness, you completely change the dynamic of a conversation. You transform the dreaded, uncomfortable no from a relationship killer into a total trust-building superpower. You protect your high-quality output, you maintain bridges for future collaboration, and most importantly, you model the kind of healthy professional behavior that empowers everyone around you.
Now you have the tools to reclaim your time without burning your bridges. So, ask yourself, what is the very first thing you are going to graciously say no to today? Take control of your time and your career. And to keep learning and mastering the frameworks that drive professional success, don't forget to subscribe to AI Product Management Playbook by Deepak Dio on LinkedIn. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.